I'm just wondering about Andy's spirit right now. Just looking down on me, cackling and rolling around laughing that I'm up here talking about our life together. Andy and I worked together for three decades in healthcare, and became really good friends. We were lucky enough to work the swing shift, so we had plenty of time to play during the daytime, and we played a lot. Usually to relieve the stress of working in acute care, healthcare, in ICU, CCU, the NICU, ER, trauma. And working in those situations really takes its toll on your psyche. And we talked a lot about that over the years. But anyway, because we had that time together working, I got to know Andy as a really intelligent individual. He talked about his recall. His recall was fantastic. I could always go to him whenever I had a problem or I didn't understand a medical procedure, something that was going on, and he was right there with it. I could be at a trauma and another one would be coming into the ER and stuff like that. Andy would be the guy that I could call. I turned out to be his supervisor, not because I had more experience and more knowledge and stuff like that. It was because I was there first. If he could have been, he would have been great at it. And there are nurses here that he worked with, my wife who he worked with, that can attest to his expertise in his field of respiratory therapy. In our time off, he got me to do so many things. I remember the first time that I actually really tuned in on Andy, and I was sailing down the Petaluma River on a trimaran that I had with a couple other friends. And I was up in the forecastle, and I opened up the hatch, and I popped up, and I look at this guy that I think he was either in his rowing shell or one of his kayaks, and he's rowing along, and he's just got this big shit-eating grin on his face, and he's waving, and I go, wow, that's Andy. And obviously I didn't know him that well at that point, and all I did is I just looked over and I went, he's a waterman. And little did I know how much of a waterman he turned out to be. He got me to, he obviously saw me as one also. We shared ownerships of different sailboats over the years. I crewed for him on a lot of his boats, Pup being the last one, which we worked on a lot and sailed on a lot. Roper, that name, every time we went by, we sailed by the marina there, he says, I gotta call Roper. And I'm really glad to know who you are now. So Andy and I, in our off time, would do a lot of bike riding. We started doing triathlons when they first happened. And Andy continued on. And one thing that he really loved was he loved the South End Club. Obviously for the camaraderie, for the ability to participate in the swims, but he liked the bad boy, bad girl image compared to the neighbors. So, and Andy and I, we never gave each other any slack at all. And he asked me one time to if I would, I don't think the word's pilot, but roll alongside of him while he did swim. And he did the Bay Bridge to the Golden Gate solo. And it was just a beautiful day. I forget who rowed him over to the Bay Bridge while I followed behind. But he started swimming. I said, God, man, this is a great adventure. I'm gonna be out on San Francisco Bay with a buddy, swimming along in the water. And so we made the left turn at Alcatraz. And I got to thinking why I was really there. And it wasn't that I could do anything if, like, Mr. Big showed up, decided it was lunchtime, or, Andy decided he wanted to sink, and, there was no way I was going to get him. I realized that I was there to see Beth and Dylan if anything happened. And so I'm like going along going, Andy, you're a dog boy, man, you're a dog boy. All the way to the Golden Gate. And when we got there to the Golden Gate, all of a sudden the foghorn started blasting and the lights started going off, and this is a crystal clear day. And I'm going, wow, man. I don't know if the club, I told the bridge attendants, that he was doing this great solo swimming stuff, or if they saw it. And one thing that Andy wanted to do is, at the end of that, he wanted to stand up in the rowboat and urinate under the bridge. So the payback for me, for him putting me in a position where I would have to face you two, was that Andy couldn't find Mr. Happy for about 15 minutes. I was So it wasn't too long after that and Andy and my relationship was, we were go-to buddies. If we needed something, we wanted a partner, we wanted to go for a bike ride, a sail. We dove a lot for abalone. He calls me up and he says, hey, I got to go up on the mast. He had one of his boats, Cape Dory, the Osprey, he had down in Tomales Bay. And he says, Jeff, can you help me out? I've got to go up the mast. I've got a bosun's chair, and I've got to fix the weather vane or something like that. And I said, no problem, Andy. So we get out there, and it's a calm day. It's beautiful, nice and sunny. And Andy gets in the bosun chair, and I put the line around a winch, and I'm winching him up there, right up to the top of the mast, and all of a sudden, a 25-knot wind comes up, and the boat is rocking back and forth like this. And Andy's kind of clinging on, and I go, Andy, I don't know if this is the right time, but I want to tell you about Beth and I. All of a sudden, all these tools are just raining down at me. It's how I was rolling around. So, to get me, it wasn't too long after that we're abalone diving. And I'm, it's a really calm day in the springtime, there's no swell. Visibility was excellent. It was so clear that I was able to get my limit on one dive. And I told Andy, I said, hey, I just got my 3 abalone, I'm going in. And he's still got to get his. So I start swimming in, and I decided to go around this rock about the size of this stage. And it's just under the water. And I get around to the middle of it, and all of a sudden it starts boiling. And I go, oh no! And a set comes, and this wave comes, and it picks me up, and it's going to break. And I go, oh, no problem, I'm a surfer. I'll just body surf it in, and everything will be fine. Anyway, I get up to the top, I'm starting to drop, and all of a sudden I realize this rock is totally dry now. And as I'm balling up, and I'm going over the falls, I look over, and there's Andy with his shitty grin. And bam, I hit the rock, I watched it and stuff like that. I go, Andy, you just finished the paramedic course. I says, can you kind of palpate my back? I think I might have broke something. And he just looking at me, he's going, har, har, har. And he goes, no, I'm not going to touch it. And I go, really, Andy, I think I broke a rib. Can you carry my stuff up this cliff? You know, it's about 50 feet. He just looks at me and goes, har, har, har. And, so the thing is, you know, he wasn't giving me any slack. He did not want me to whip out and stuff like that. And I'm really thankful he didn't, because I made it up that cliff. I made it a mile in, and then I went to work that night. So that was Andy and my, relationship. Okay, sorry. Anyway, Andy did me the honor just before he died, and he called me brother. Even though he had been the captain, and I always felt secure with him, and I loved it when he called me his bugger boy.